opportunity 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Merry Monday, March 4th. I'm your host, Kimberly Perot, and on today's show, we are celebrating all things film, some from the Vail Film Festival and beyond. Lots of good conversations happened with actors, writers, and directors about their projects. So, Hour 1 of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
We are all about the arts and entertainment here in the Vail Valley. Specifically, we love film. Let's take a look at another happy family.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I'm your host, Gretchen Plushaw. I'm so excited. I am here with two amazing, lovely women from Another Happy Day, Jessie Holder-Tortola, got it correctly, and Nora Pfeiffer. How are you doing, Jessie and Nora?
It's so nice to be here. Thanks for having us, Gretchen.
Of course. I am so happy you guys are here, and I am going to dive right in. Your film, it really strikes a chord with so many people, and I love that it is kind of defined by a postpartum depression comedy, because like I was saying, I just think this is so interesting and something different that maybe people haven't heard before. Can you kind of take us into what that means and what this film is all about?
When I had my first child, I certainly didn't have time to write a script, but I was clocking how challenging the experience was becoming a mother, and also how surreal and absurd it was. So I was either crying or laughing, and that's the energy and tension that I wanted to capture in Another Happy Day. So it wasn't until my daughter was a little bit older that I could actually start to craft this story, but I wanted to slow down time and give the audience an opportunity to really see what it's like to become a mother.
I love that. So it's really an insight, a little peek into what it's like. And I love that you said, so often I think we kind of fantasize or like I tend to look for the good in everything, which is beautiful.
Oh,
right?
I was so excited to become a mother. I had the highest expectations.
Right, but then you're able to say, hey, it is beautiful and it's hard.
Exactly.
And that's beautiful in its own
It's
self.
both.
Right.
It's absolutely both. And this
Okay.
is the movie that I wish that I had before becoming a mother. I would have loved to have had some insight and perspective to how the challenges.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and everyone always says, right, like there should be a book, you know, you can't write a book about this, but you're showing women and men, I'm assuming, because both are seeing this.
Absolutely. This film is for fathers as much as it is for mothers or people who
My husband
would like
laughed
to be.
hysterically when he first saw it, because he obviously, I met Nora when I was quite pregnant with my son, and so read the script on the verge of becoming a mother and thought it was hysterical. And
So Jessie, you were literally reading the script as you were pregnant.
Oh, we were in a lab together, a filmmaking lab called From Script to Pre-Production, and we had the assignment to read all of the other scripts in the lab, and Nora's was the one that like resonated with me, and and I couldn't stop laughing. And then I had my child, went through my own postpartum experience and postpartum depression, and we kept working on this movie during that time and kept working to put the team together to make it. So by the time it was done, and my husband sat down and watched the rough cut, he was like crying, laughing. So this is like, for men that might be watching this interview, this is for you as well. You should absolutely.
Well, I love this because it was very serendipitous that you guys met in this moment. It was meant to be.
Absolutely. And Jessie on set, you know, pumping on brakes. I mean, and
literally there with my 1-year-old out of town, like with a breast pump strapped to my chest as I wander around checking things.
I love this. So you are the movie. The movie is you.
And Lauren Lapkus, our lead, who is hilarious and such a revelation in this role, because we're seeing a side of her as an actress that we haven't seen before.
I love that you said this, because I want to dive in on that moment. Oh my goodness, we all know her from, well, many things, but Orange is the New Black,
of course,
right?
Yeah.
So you think of this, she is powerful, very kind of edgy and baddie woman.
Yeah.
And now it's like you're seeing her in a whole different light, which I love.
Absolutely.
It's vulnerable, it's real, it's still all of the funny that you can always expect from anything Lauren is doing.
Right.
But with this, she was just so profoundly pleasant to watch work in this, because herself a new mother at the time. Her daughter is about the same age as my son.
Okay, how wild is that?
Truly, like this is magic and mothers is this whole movie, and watching her just kind of process and go back through, and the way she connected with our on-set baby, and it was really beautiful to witness.
I love that.
And it was important for us to have mothers in these lead roles on the film because we wanted to provide childcare for anyone working on the film, which we did. We committed to providing childcare for the parents.
I don't think anyone would think about that. That's amazing.
So we were lucky enough to be in a fiscal sponsorship relationship with a nonprofit called Full Spectrum Features, which allowed us to pursue not only equity investment in the film, but also issue-based donation.
Full Spectrum
Features in Chicago.
Wow.
And so through a wonderful contribution by Liza Yuntema and her husband Mark, we had a sponsorship for a childcare initiative, which it's been really a hallmark of how we've talked about this movie, that we were this tiny little indie that could, with this little budget, and we managed to shoot 8-hour days, which is unheard of in film, fund childcare, and if we can do it, anyone can do it, and I think it's a testament to priorities, and because women and mothers were making this film, those things simply were priorities, and they were baked into how we made it.
I feel like this film, I don't feel like it is not just a film, a movement of sorts.
That's our hope. If we can do it, we want to set a precedent. It's a lot of planning, and if you make it a priority, you really can provide these support nets for people so that you make space for people to work, and you signal to people, this is a place where we want you to work. There's room here because we are anticipating your childcare needs. And even if you're not a parent, it's still great for work-life balance to have an 8-hour shoot day.
I think it really requires people in leadership who are ready to listen to the concerns of the people that are working with them, to listen. We had an art department come to us in the first 2 days going, I know that you want to shoot 8 hours, but we're still working these crazy hours. Okay, well, we're going to find the money to hire you another person.
Wow.
And then if it's not money, I mean, it's from what was the phrase that I used forever, lean as a style. So it was months of pre-production of me and Nora sitting and having meetings talking about how do we bake lean coverage and the creative of the film into a style and a visual language that maximizes the time that we do have. And that it just takes people in these positions who are prepared to have those conversations over and over and over again.
You guys, I am so excited about the film, but you two could rule the world. I'm feeling this moment. I'm here for it.
We would like that. We think we have some answers and solutions.
So now the postpartum part. I know it's not always easy to speak about. We were speaking a little bit off air that it is just recently, I feel like, that people are maybe coming out and being able to talk about it and saying, this is how I feel, this does happen, it is okay to talk about, let's normalize it. How does that play into the film?
Well, that's such a great question. There has been a stigma for so long, and I think we are starting to shake that off a little bit. But still, I think postpartum depression has this connotation of being a very extreme and diagnosed, taboo medical condition. And postpartum depression looks like a lot of different things. And my own personal experience, I wasn't diagnosed with postpartum depression, but I didn't seek a diagnosis. I was too private about what I was going through, and also thought people have it so much worse. I'm fine. I'm fine.
It's huge, yes.
And I was diagnosed, but it took 7-8 months after my son was born, because those silly little surveys that they put in front of you at the doctor's office sound insane. Like it's just the questions are so strange and banal, and you're like, if I answer this completely honestly, people in white coats are going to come take me away. And you just don't. You don't do it. I mean, mine was mixed with like weird birth trauma and stuff, so it took took months before I could articulate that. And what you said about it manifesting different ways, I think the public perception of postpartum depression is being shut down, crying all the time, being over in a corner, being completely disconnected from your baby, and that's not how it is for everyone. I mean, you were incredibly connected with your first child.
I connected with my baby, but I personally was having such a struggle inside, and such an identity crisis and shift when you become a parent, mother.
I connected with my son, but didn't want to leave the house. The world felt incredibly dangerous. Like, so it looks very different.
And a little bit awareness and community can make a huge difference, which is our hope for the film.
This is brilliant because you said, obviously, being mothers are really going to relate. I don't have children, but I am relating to you because of stories from my mother and my friends, etc., and men as the parents and men as mothers, as I mean, being maybe the main sole provider as a mom and a dad.
Right,
so,
right.
We all come from a mom who succeeded or failed by her own standards to whatever extent in mothering us. We all have a mom. We all, as women, are negotiating in our lives what our relationship to the notion of motherhood is. Are we going to be mothers? Are we not going to be mothers? What does it mean for your career if you have a child? Yes. And men have to have a connection to that reality too. They have moms, they have wives, and they have to figure out in this new generation of millennial hands-on dads, like, what's that going to look like? So this really is about everyone, I think.
Guys, I am so very excited to watch this. We have the trailer. Let's check it out. Another happy day.
You came across town for me to hold your baby?
No, I came across town for you to hold me.
What?
I'm kidding. Kind of.
I thought you were here to sell me Tupperware or Mary Kay.
Do you need Tupperware or Mary Kay?
I like the samples.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
You know what? We should probably get going anyway.
Goodbye.
Okay. It was lovely meeting you, Miriam. You know, if you need anything...
I don't. You do, remember?
What?
You need someone to hold your baby.
I can hold my baby.
I'm not your mother.
Thank God.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi, it's Max at TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Well, we just walked outside of Eyepieces with two of their new exciting products that we're going to get to try out on the mountain here at Beaver Creek. Well, we're back on the chairlift, headed back up to the top of Beaver Creek, and we're going to focus on the Murak Wave Cell helmet from Anon. And this one's pretty interesting because one thing I noticed already is it has this cool boa right here in the back that'll allow you to adjust and loosen the helmet around your head. It just fits so well, but you can adjust it to make it fit even better. So that's one thing I've noticed that I like so far on this helmet. The other cool piece of this helmet is the wave cell technology it has. As you can kind of see through the ventilation, that green wave cell technology inside the helmet. And what it really does is it balances out the impact. So when you hit your head on the snow, it balances out the impact of where you hit your head. The wave cell behaves like a network of hundreds of interconnected shock absorbers connecting to your head and the outer shell of the helmet. Wave cell helps distribute the impact energy through its network of cells and reduces impact forces like the crumple zone of a car perhaps, and then helps divert rotational forces by flexing and gliding. So we're gonna jump to the next product that we picked up from Eyepieces today, and it is these pink protective Anon M5 goggles that are super sweet. They come with the built-in face protection, and I've got this pink lens on today, so I should be seeing pretty well through this overcast weather that we've got out in front of us at Beaver Creek. But let's go try them out. So another cool feature about these M5 goggles from Anon is the built-in face technology like we talked about, but check this out. It's magnetic, so it just pops on and off super easily. You can snap it right back on, right in and out. All right, so if I had to rate both products right now, I'd give the M5s you know, a soft 10 out of 10, and I would give the Merak helmet also, you know, probably a 10 out of 10. But that's just me. Make sure to go to Eyepieces and try these unique products out for yourself. Thanks for joining us, and I hope to see you on the mountain.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, I certainly loved my conversation with the darling of the Vail Film Festival, the film 7,000 Miles. Mother-daughter duo got on the couch with me and we talked all things inspiration behind the film.
Good morning, Vail.
We're loving this Thursday morning because it is all about the Vail Film Festival, and joining me today on the couch are the inspiration, producers, and actors of the film 7,000 Miles. I've got Alexandra and Linda here today. How are you ladies?
We're good.
Thanks for having
us. Thank you.
Good, good. I'm so excited to hear the story. So, Alexandra, you star in the film. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the premise of it and what we can expect.
Yeah, we aim to inspire and empower women with this film and with our story. We came up with the idea about 10 years ago. Just the mystery of Amelia Earhart has always been with us. It's been in our bones. And my mom was a flight attendant in the 70s, and in the glory days of flying for flight attendants, and loved aviation. And her birthday's the same as Amelia Earhart, so we've just always been connected to her. And her love of aviation and Amelia Earhart inspired this idea. And our friend Colette Friedman is the screenwriter. She said, you need to make this into a feature film. Like, you need to do it. And we were making short films. And we were scared, but we went for it. And she wrote this beautiful script. And then we brought it to Amy Glazer, the director, and she fell in love with the story and said Wendy Malick would be an amazing potential Amelia Earhart. And went to Wendy, who she says she was scared by the script, which meant she wanted to do it. And so for me, as a more newcomer actress, to get to work alongside Wendy Malick was a true joy. We filmed in Hawaii for 18 days. Wow. But we were there for 2 months for pre-production, everything, which was exciting.
Very exciting and fun, and quite a challenge, to find the perfect set for this story, because it's in the 70s, right? Yeah. Well, Waikiki is all not the 70s.
I love that you mentioned, not to jump in, but my mother was also a flight attendant in the 70s and spent lots of time in Hawaii, so I understand.
Which airline?
Pan Am, actually.
The big one. That's great.
Air California.
I love that.
And then American.
Absolutely, but I love the idea of women in aviation, and just from all aspects of it, from the pilot, from the flight attendant. So tell me, what can we expect from the film?
Well, it's a really wholesome, sweet, heartwarming story, and it follows my character Joe, who is an aspiring pilot, who has to come home to Hawaii to care for her ailing grandmother, Melly, who's played by Wendy Malick. And while she's there, they start to uncover these fragmented memories that create this mystery of, could she possibly be America's most celebrated aviatrix?
Wow.
And we're so thrilled to have it here in Vail. We have a huge producing team of really strong, wonderful women that are so thrilled to have it at this amazing festival and in person, because we know the trials and tribulations of doing things through COVID and lockdown, and we filmed during COVID. And so we're so happy that Vail Film Festival is back in person.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be here.
Yeah, we're extremely happy to be here, and we were extremely happy to get through COVID and making the movie. Everyone had to be tested every morning and everything, and that wasn't where our mindset was. Our mindset was creating this beautiful story, and Lexi and Wendy together. I mean, it couldn't have been a better team for what this story told, and it's a tearjerker. We've had standing ovations. We've had tears, lots of tears, and
happy tears too.
Yeah, the happy tears.
Good.
The only thing I would say, I've been a movie fan since I was little, as she has, since she's about 3. I would say, don't get up to go to the bathroom. Okay. Because you might miss something that's really significant, because it is a mystery. Yeah. And maybe we tell you in the end, and maybe we don't.
I love the cliffhanger. It's definitely a great way to entice people to make sure they come see the film. So you mentioned COVID. So talk to me a little bit about the challenges of filming, and how was the end result of the film, even though you had those challenges?
Well, one nice thing about it is we filmed like family style.
Sure.
So we most of us were staying at the house that we filmed in. So it was really a character in the film. We wake up and have breakfast together and then start getting in hair and makeup and start shooting just right there at that beautiful house.
On the beach.
On the beach. It was nice. It was not
It was
bad.
fabulous.
So because we wanted to keep our pod, you know what I mean? Like not have people going out getting exposed or anything. And a lot of the crew that had to fly in, they also were in their own crew house right down the street.
Oh, great.
And so they were all camaraderie, all of that. I'm just thrilled that we made it through, because for a small indie movie, to be able to make it and afford to do the COVID test and probably not get anyone sick. No one got COVID.
No one got sick. And all the extra expense, nothing that you plan on when you gather your money to start the movie. That was the only difficult part. The rest was, we made it through.
Yeah, and the finished product, I don't
think it affected
thrilled,
the end.
Yeah, thrilled at the finished product. Like the whole editing team, the way that our director Raymond Wood and Amy Glazer, the director, did I say editor Raymond Wood? That's what I meant to say. I don't know. I fumbled my words. Anyway, the way they weaved the feeling of Hawaii into the movie, into the pacing of the movie, it really makes you feel like you're there, and gets in with it's a character-driven story, so really get close with the characters.
Absolutely.
And then the sound, everything came together.
Yeah, it did. Actually, we were very fortunate, because it could have, with COVID and all that goes along with that, it could have been a disaster. Just even getting through the airport, or on a plane.
No, absolutely.
And
was
Hawaii
a challenge.
had special regulations as well.
Yeah, they did. And some of them were lifted just before we started, which was a relief. Because,
that's a blessing for sure.
Yeah, I do think otherwise it might have affected the end. But everybody was so cooperative, and it was a really good team. And when you have that going, that's how it becomes a success.
Yeah. It's true, absolutely. Now, I would love to know, what's your favorite highlight of filming? Do you have a moment?
I do. I definitely do. Getting to fly in the airplanes was my highlight. Working alongside Wendy overall was the highlight.
Sure.
But getting to fly, especially in the Citabria, that's an acrobatic plane.
Oh, wow.
And normally the main, the captain, the main pilot is in the front seat, and I'm not a licensed pilot.
Okay.
Although I did get to fly in these different airplanes for the movie. He had me in the front seat, and he was like, hiding behind me while flying.
Sure.
And so I had to do a lot of the gears and things, especially on landing, because he couldn't see around me. It was quite nerve-wracking and super exciting as an actress to get to be so in my character.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And as a producer with everything, and a mother, watching her not a pilot up there in that little plane. Because I've been on planes since I was 19,
sure.
so
I
do, and it was a little nerve-wracking, but everything went smooth. We were blessed.
That's great. That's
good
great. Being an actor, you really get to become a jack of all trades and an expert in almost all of them if you're really diving in. It sounds like you're about to pursue your pilot's license.
That would be a dream come true. I did just have a little baby a couple months ago, so maybe I'll wait a couple more months till she's
not quite ready,
more independent, so I can get up there.
That's great. So tell us, where can we watch the film this weekend?
Yes, absolutely. Please come see it. It's Friday at 4 o'clock, part of the Vail Film Festival. It's at the Chasing Rabbits Theater, 4 o'clock on Friday, awesome. 7,000 miles.
Well, we're going to show our audience the trailer of the film, so let's take a look.
We're looking for our pilot.
And you found her.
Excuse me, we have a problem.
I understand. Scott?
You could have convinced them, Richard.
We'll make it happen.
Hello?
Joel, it's your grandfather.
Who are you, Graham?
Well, Bert's dead, so not so good.
Millie's mind isn't what it used to be.
Visual hallucinations may be the first signs of symptoms.
There is nothing wrong with me. I've been on the mainland so long, I hardly recognize you.
He's how old now?
Zach? Davey's little brother. Wow.
MIT graduate, pilot's license.
People on the mainland think that all pilots should be men.
Who's your boss? He doesn't know how good you fly?
It's complicated. People don't want to fly with a girl.
If women waited for the right time, nothing would ever change.
And there's a pilot like you.
Yeah. She swears she was in a plane crash. Would there be a record of that?
I don't think we should leak this outside of the family.
There is more to life than being a passenger. Well, it's true.
Back in the day, you used to follow her and Davy around.
What?
I thought you was chasing your big brother, but maybe you're chasing her.
If you're Amelia Earhart, it means I was meant to do this.
And if I'm not who you think I am, you're not meant to do this? I have lived the sweetest life here with your grandfather and all of you. This is a life worth celebrating. Don't have regrets, Joe.
I won't. Someone has an important journey to complete.
There's a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. And we're your village.
You're stuck with us.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
in continuation of our celebration of film, I had a conversation with Glue Trap, the film from Vail Film Festival. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, as we mentioned, it is the start of the Vail Film Festival, and we have so many incredible writers, producers, directors, and artists joining us. And specifically for the film The Glue Trap, I've got Justin Geldzaller joining me today, who is the writer and director of this film. Justin, how are you?
I'm doing great, Danielle. How about yourself?
Doing wonderful. Now, I love your yellow pop of color, by the way. It's great on this morning. We've got a storm rolling in for the start of the film festival. But tell me about Glue Trap. It's your film. You wrote it. Give me all of the details.
Yeah, so it's sort of a dark comedy thriller about a good couple in a bad place who takes a trip to a cabin in the woods to work on things, but when an obnoxious third wheel shows up, they worry more than their relationship might be in danger. It's kind of a cross between somewhere between Marriage Story and Get Out, but it's got a lot of uncomfortable laughs, and I'm excited for people to see it. It's a good mountain movie.
I love that you've turned it into a dark comedy, because both of the projects that you just mentioned are not comedy. So what was the inspiration behind this? You wrote the film, so tell me a little bit more about where the idea came from.
Well, I'll be honest, necessity is the mother of invention. I had a different film I was planning on making. It was going to be a sprawling urban mystery, and we had a table read for it March 2nd, 2020. And we quickly realized we could make a movie in public spaces. So my parents have a cabin in the woods. I disappeared to that to go write a movie, and I just thought, I know some great actors. I have this wonderful location. What can I do to, use all those things together during this time when we can't really make anything bigger? And it sort of all came out of that. And because I was working with available resources and writing towards that, I feel like a lot of it sprung out of my subconscious more than other projects I've written. So ended up realizing I was writing about a lot of different relationships in my life.
And little do the people around you know that they are subjects of the inspiration behind it. Now, I love that idea, and I know COVID really changed how we view a lot of different things. So what are you hoping the audience gets out of this film?
I feel like it's very much the people in our life can kind of cause a lot of heartache and concern, and maybe we will often focus on the bad, but when you're facing the end of the world or what feels like the end of the world, you're kind of happy for a little company.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true. Absolutely. So how did you decide on the cast for the film? Tell me about that, because you mentioned that you filmed it with limited resources in a cabin in the woods. Tell me all about the details around it.
Yeah, so they're two central leads and then two main supporting leads, and I'd written them all for people I knew, but because of delays related to the pandemic, ended up having to recast the central couple in the film. So one of them, Isaac J., our male lead, because my friend who was going to play the lead dropped out to have a child instead. We cast him through the University of Southern California Grapevine, and he was a friend of a friend of a friend. And then we ended up having to recast our female lead 2 months before filming started. And so we were lucky enough to work with this casting director, Aaron Schoonover, who introduced us to Brittany Bradford, who I realized I'd seen off Broadway in a production of Merrily We Roll Along years ago. And she's fantastic. She's on the HBO Max show, Julia, the program about Julia Child. And even though I'd met both of them through Zoom, they were able to just build this wonderful lived-in relationship. And then, of course, we have Gloria Bangiola, my romantic partner, who plays the interloper coming in, and she's a classically trained opera singer. She sings with the New York Philharmonic, but small spoiler alert, she had to learn how to sing very poorly for the film. She's actually has a wonderful voice.
That is so interesting. I wonder what the learning process was to go from being an excellent singer to a not so excellent singer. That probably was a lot of fun to watch and see her practice that.
Yeah, because she cares a lot about her instrument, and it was just working with her voice teacher to be like, okay, I need to sing poorly, but I also don't want to damage anything here. So it's a very fine line she had to travel.
It is. Now, Justin, specifically at the Vail Film Festival, what are your hopes for the movie? What kind of results are you looking for and reactions from the audience?
I want everyone to stay in their seats towards the end. It's a cool 89 minutes with credits, so hopefully everyone has a good time. And I just want people to enjoy the film. I want people to see the film. I want them to tell all their friends and investors and distributors about the film. And But we're just always trying to grow the audience and share the film with whoever we can, and I hope people like it.
Now, I know we're talking about Glue Trap, but do you have any future projects coming up that you want to give us a little teaser about?
I have a couple I'm teasing. There's this one script I'm really excited about called The House is on Fire. It drew a lot from my time working on the show Succession and also all my climate anxiety. And I think that would make a fun project to go to next because it's a similar in-between comedy and horror. It's a home invasion thriller set in an oil CEO's home, but it would all take place in Greenwich, Connecticut. And I think that could be a really fun project. We can find it.
It sounds like it. It sounds great. So where can we watch Glue Trap this weekend at the Vail Film Festival?
It'll be playing a Friday at 3:30 p.m. at the Cascade Theater in the Grand Hyatt, and I hope everyone can make it out.
Well, Justin, best of luck to you. I cannot wait to see the film myself. It's going to be very exciting, but we're going to give a little bit of a teaser to our audience and show the trailer. So let's take a look.
Well, so much for hiking.
I don't know. I think I might still go. I just figured I could hike if you were gonna sit around or nap all day.
I didn't say I was gonna nap all day. But also, what's wrong with napping?
I wish we could do that.
What, you Kipper?
No. Get away.
Hey, Dan, what's up?
There's a young woman standing on our porch.
Can't we all just like do our own thing? Why do we have to spend time with her? There's plenty of space.
Oh, stop it. Don't be paranoid. What's the matter with spending one night with her? I mean, yes, Eliza has a lot of energy.
Yeah, I don't feel good about her.
Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Good
Now, the Vail Film Festival certainly was so interesting with incredible films, actors, artists, and directors that joined us here on the couch. Gretchen talked to No Right Way and all about the film.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We are all giggles this morning. I am with the lovely, gorgeous Ava Akers and Chelsea Bowe. How are you doing, you guys?
We're excited, yeah.
And they are here for No Right Way, the amazing film I am stoked to watch. I know all about this. And I have to say, just before we dive right in, you guys are full of energy and full of love and light and just beautiful. How is this? And I can tell that you have such a good working relationship. How did this all come to be your friendship?
Good question. Really just through, so I directed No Right Way.
Yes.
Ava is a co-star, and I found Ava, our lovely casting directors help us find Ava, but I feel like pretty immediately we hit it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we
clicked.
just, yeah.
Well, and Chelsea, you're a writer, director, and you're starring in the film.
Yes.
Can we take a moment and just thank you? That is a big deal.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you. Yeah.
She does it all.
Literally, I'm like, yes, you do all of it. That's incredible to have that type of mind, writing, directing, and acting, co-starring in this film.
Yeah, it's been a journey, and I couldn't have done it without the crew and my husband, who's my producing partner, and just like the support of everyone, you know.
I love that.
Takes a village.
Well, and we should say Sean Drummond as well is the producer.
Yes.
And I heard that he's very close to us this morning.
He is.
I'm like, if we
Maybe
could
here.
pan over to the left. So, No Right Way. It's all about, tell me if I'm correct, a tween, or we like to say teeny bopper, that is forced to live with her half-sister.
Yes.
And what ensues? Is it good? Is it bad? Tell us a little bit about the film.
Sure, yeah. So Harper has control tendencies.
Okay.
And that doesn't fare well when she's taking care of Georgie, who's very independent for her age. And kind of, you know, as she's trying to step into this like parenting role as a 20-something-year-old woman, it doesn't go as planned, as it never does.
Yeah.
And it kind of leads to exposing like their parallel childhood wounds.
That's
So,
what I was so interested in when I
Yeah.
was reading all about the film. I think that's such a cool moment in the story that you're able to connect and see where both of you are wounded and both of you have this
Yes.
pain and this hurt from the way you were raised. That's
Yeah.
a very interesting, I don't think I've never heard of that
And they're
before.
half sisters, so they
Yes.
have the same dad, different moms, so, and they're raised very differently, but they do have some
similar.
Yeah.
And I think they bond by finding humor in the tough situations, which is what I love,
Yeah.
you know, just to lead your life with that kind of message of, you know, find the funny in the bad times.
I love that.
They kind of relate in that way, but I don't think Georgie wouldn't want to admit that.
Fair.
Well, and I think that's such truth for life, right? Like
Yeah.
there are things that hurt, and it's not always easy, but you have to find kind of. You're right. You can laugh or cry, and sometimes it's okay to feel the way you want to feel, but sometimes you have to laugh because
Sometimes you do it at the same time.
exactly.
Yeah, I've done
Very
that.
true. Me too, girl. So No Right Way. Where was it filmed, and how long did it take to film as
Yeah,
well?
so we filmed it in between Los Angeles and Vegas, a little bit of both,
Awesome.
mostly in LA, outskirts of LA, and it took about 20-ish days.
Wow.
Yeah, with pickups and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
20 days.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were the hours like?
We were doing 12-hour days, which is, and Ava at the time was 18, which it was her
Wow.
first job as an adult. Before
Yeah.
then, she's been working since she was 3 years old.
three,
So
yeah.
she's
That's
a freaking
amazing.
pro.
Oh my gosh, you guys! I'm like, talk about powerful women right here. Thank you. That is brilliant. But
Yeah.
and it seems like you guys just really connect on a level. You're a friendship level, and
We're
I bet-
family now.
Yeah.
I
She's
can't
my
wait
sister in real life too at this point.
I love that because I can't wait to see that on the screen. I'm sure it just bounces off, and you can feel that energy together.
You definitely can feel it. So we've been told.
Yeah, so
we have been told. The chemistry's there. The family aspect is there.
So the whole concept of the film is kind of working through these childhood wounds that you
Yeah.
both have,
Yeah.
and the feeling of you being independent and wanting to go your own way, and then having someone pull you back and have this moment of, no, you can't do you. You have to kind of follow my rules. Was that hard for you guys to play the different characters, or was it easy?
Do you want to
relate with
first?
him? Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like it kind of felt natural for me to be on that other side of like the independent side, because it's tough for me to admit sometimes when I need help and to ask for that help.
100%.
And I love advice, but I don't like to admit that I desperately need help.
Don't we all?
Right.
Yeah, so I think that was what I pulled from my own self to play this character, because she is so different from me in a lot of ways, but that aspect of it was very like, that was kind of my stubbornness and
that relatable.
Yeah. I really resonated with that part of Georgie. And I don't know, I mean.
So the story is inspired by my sister and I and experiences we shared.
Real life.
Yes.
Love this. Okay.
So Harper is a version of me, but she's definitely more uptight than I am. I have some of that, but Harper's like next level.
Yeah.
I love your energy. You're like, I am way more chill. Let me just like tell everyone
is.
before
For the
you see the
record.
film, I'm way more chill.
Just so
Well,
you
that's
guys know.
brilliant. And that's such an interesting moment too, because you're playing yourself pretty much. Did you find, for me, that would be hard, truly, because I know, just like what you said, you have to take it to a different level where you're like, maybe I have some of these tendencies, however, I'm not that crazy, you know?
Yeah. And Harper, she's definitely kind of the antagonist a little bit in the film. So that it was fun to play, and I think the hardest part was writing it, actually.
Really?
I think playing it was surprisingly easier than like doing, because that's when you do all the work, is like in the writing phase. And
that's what I was going to ask you. Was it so very cathartic for you to write this, because you're living your life again?
Yes.
And you're yes. That was awesome. You guys are great. I love that. Come back tomorrow.
We'll be here.
So I can't imagine, that it has to be really cathartic, but also I'm sure there were some tears, some funny moments. Tell us about, take us on that journey.
Roller coaster. And my little sister, who's 19, she was on set the entire time too.
Wow.
So it really was an emotional roller coaster.
Did she talk
both
to
of
you
us.
a little bit about?
Yeah, she really guided me through approaching the scenes that were more closely to like her real life and what really happened. And we got close and we talked all the time. I just wanted to make sure that I knew everything that I needed to do those scenes and play that part. But
did
she's
that put
awesome.
a weight on your, because what you're saying, I love that, because you guys are such genuinely kind humans, and I know for you, I can tell you guys obviously take this very seriously, and it's your passion and you're good at what you do. Was that hard a little bit, just to be like, oh, I want to make sure that I depict you in the right light, in the right way? That's like a lot of pressure.
I think so, but I felt really fortunate to have her there to talk to me, and she's so open and so she was so vulnerable and strong and just really honest. And we kind of had to just be that vulnerable and honest with ourselves and each other to get to those points. So I was glad that I had her there to kind of tell me things, or she gave me like the music she listened to when she was 13, and I would listen to that on set
so cool.
and just fill my mind with that time of her life.
Wow.
But
you're literally walking in her shoes, which is really
in a way, So there's definitely a pressure. I want to be, I want to do her justice and like make her happy with it. But also, I think I had some leeway because it is a separate character.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's not
for sure.
Yeah. Well, every time you say that now, I'm just laughing because you're like, I am not that crazy. I just
And
that's all I'm gonna
Georgie
think.
and Alana aren't identical either, but there's pieces of Alana.
Yeah, you
There's
can take
pieces
them.
of me, for sure. And Ava made
So it's
it
fun
her
to pick and
own,
pull and just see what you want to add in there.
Ladies, you got me really excited. I am super stoked. And tell us all what time, because I know you have kind of a big time slot.
Yeah, we're the closing night film, which we're super excited about. We're screening on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. at the Cascade Theater.
Awesome.
At the Grand Hyatt. So
That
we're
is
super excited
so
about
excited.
it. Yeah.
You got me really excited, so I can
And
only...
Ava's winning an award, so.
Oh, let's talk. Okay, real quick. Ava, what award are you winning? I already know.
I'm being honored with the Rising Star Award.
That's amazing.
It's crazy. I can't believe
it couldn't
it.
happen to a nicer human being. You're lovely. You guys
Thank you.
both.
So are you.
You
Thank
won
you.
my heart.
True.
I'm like, I'm not crazy.
That's all.
Every time I see you now, I'm gonna be like, girl. After I watch the movie, I'm gonna be like, were you really like that? Well, I can't wait to check it out. I will be there. You guys are brilliant. Thank you so much. And for people that can't maybe make it on Saturday, is there somewhere else they can check it out?
So it's not online yet, but we're keeping everyone in the loop through social media. So at No Right Way Movie on Instagram and at No Right Way Film on Facebook. And we'll tell everyone where it ends up so that when it finds distribution, yeah, we can share it with everyone.
Well, ladies, you are amazing. Check out the film. I hope to see you Saturday night, The Cascade. And keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these 2 luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
You're watching K34.
Welcome to the 8 o'clock hour of this morning's edition of Good Morning Vail. We continue our celebration of film with some Vail Film Festival films and beyond. Hour 2 starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Hi, it's Max at TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales. TV8, there's more for you on 92. Serving the local community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, 90 Minutes Later is a powerful documentary about an actress that really needed some help, and as she went on her mental decline, I had a conversation with a good friend and director behind the film. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
We're continuing our Vail Film Festival coverage, and I love Vail Film Festival because there are so many ranges and stories and things to talk about, especially the documentary 90 Minutes Later. It's about the famous ER actress Vanessa Marquez and all about her life, her legacy, and her tragic passing. I've got joining me today on the couch, we've got Cindy, who is the director-producer, and then Ingrid, you are a fellow actor and
she
inspiration
was a colleague and a dear friend.
all of the things. So 90 Minutes Later, tell me, Cindy, tell me a bit about the documentary and just all of the details. What inspired you to make this film and tell this story?
Well, my friend Daniel was one of the people organizing his castmates from the film Stand and Deliver, which they all had gotten their break in, more or less, especially Vanessa. But they all organized a memorial for her in 2018. And I attended, and he had asked me beforehand to sort of consult on it because my husband had just passed away, and I was also involved in putting a memorial together. So he just kind of wanted me to stand around and be supportive, which I did. Then I attended it, and I was blown away. I mean, first of all, I couldn't believe that people from a movie had remained a family all these years, and that the bond was still so strong that they would want to do the right thing, which is not just stage a memorial together as a cast family from a time-honored movie, but to also ask the questions: what happened? We're going to get to the bottom of this. Something. They didn't really know what had happened to her yet. They just knew she had been shot, and that she had been very sickly. So when at the end of the memorial, I said to my friend Daniel, I said, when you go to do your investigation, you should bring a camera along. And he's like, oh, I don't know. I'm too tired now. And then he called me a couple of weeks later and he said, why don't you get a camera and come along? And I said, okay. So I did, and we began, and then it's been 5 years, and now the film is done.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing, and it's such it's important. It's not only are you honoring Vanessa's legacy, but it's important to tell this story and to be able to ask the questions and know what's happening. And now, Ingrid, you met her on the cast of Stand and Deliver, or on the set of Stand and Deliver, and you remained a very good friend, and you were heavily featured in this documentary. So tell me a bit about Vanessa's life and just your relationship.
I was in and out of her life more than I think any of the other cast members. I became a widow. I lost a child, and she was there for me. So much so that she taught me how to cook French cuisine. She really spent time with me. Then I remarried, and I became pregnant. She would go through ups and downs. Okay, sometimes she couldn't leave the house. Agoraphobia, wouldn't leave the house. Sometimes she could go on stage. It was just very difficult. But for me, the last time I saw her was when I was pregnant, and it was between 2004 and 2005. I couldn't do it anymore. I was pregnant. And just the things that she would say. My new husband was helping. He was in a situation that he didn't know what to think of, because at one point she called, we reached out, she was cutting herself. So we went to her house to remove all knives, but really, I mean, if she wanted to hurt herself, she could have been able to do it. But I just couldn't take it anymore. She said, oh, your husband said something to me. And she had this feeling like that all men were coming on to her. I couldn't, my nerves couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that I didn't go back, because then I did lose a touch.
Yeah, you have to create boundaries sometimes when people are kind of, otherwise you can't help them ultimately if you don't know where that boundary is.
That's true.
With some of the other friends, though, that were in that castmate group, they felt pushed away. One person got unfriended on Facebook, and he lived right down the street from her, and he worried about her from time to time, but couldn't tell what was going on in there.
Sure.
But there was stuff going on. She was sort of spiraling downward, physically and mentally.
So to kind of tell a brief synopsis of her story. So she breakout actress in Stand and Deliver, and then had a great career with ER, on the cast of ER. But then this happened, she was shot by the police during a wellness check.
When she was 49.
Yeah,
she was
at
49.
age 49.
So her life was cut short, but it's so sad to see all of that. But I love the documentary highlights the good parts of her life as well.
Definitely.
And she was brilliant.
Yeah.
She was brilliant.
She was a very talented, effervescent, strong personality, really outspoken, and beautiful.
Great on film and on stage, a superpower. I just wish people could have seen that.
And she could sing
and dance.
Triple threat.
Yeah, triple threat. Yeah,
and she had
actor, singer, dancer.
She had a body to die for too. I hated her.
I love that love-hate, supportive female relationship there. Now, in this film, you have some really unique coverage. So you obviously have talked to her friends, her family, cast members and whatnot, but you also have some of the true documentation from the police
body
footage.
worn, the body worn camera footage. So we got the body worn camera footage, and then we realized it really was only about a 17-minute representation of a 90-minute incident. So we kept writing until we got as much, till they said, this is it, there's no more. And we put it all together, and we studied it, but basically they came into her apartment at noon without a warrant. They found her in hoarding conditions. They climbed over packages, found her in bed having a seizure.
Having many
said,
seizures.
I'm having a seizure. And then paramedics were called. Now, what happened was before that was that she had reached out to a friend via text and said, I'm having a seizure. Please call the fire department. And he did. He called the fire station, specifically asked
He had
for
done
a
this many
person.
times.
Okay.
The fire department called the police and said, you go check it out. If it's a medical, we'll come. The police show up. They call the fire department. Fire department comes. So within 3 or 4 minutes, there is a room full of firemen and policemen, and they're all trying to figure out if she qualifies for a 5150.
Okay.
And apparently this had happened in the past. An hour and a half goes by, and they finally decide she is a 5150, which that's debatable, because she says at a certain point that she hadn't had anything to eat in a couple of days.
Okay.
This made her a 5150.
Okay.
I think other people call that a fast.
Okay.
But anyway, because she said that, they said, okay, 5150. We finally got the criteria, and they attempted to remove her.
Well, they let her know, we're going to take you.
Okay.
And she said, no, and she reached for something. And then the cop flipped out. So within 4 minutes, she's dead.
Wow.
And at this time they call like a sharpshooter, and he comes right in. They train all below. They tell her to come out. She comes out holding her Star Wars toys.
Oh my goodness.
And her little airsoft pistol. And they open fire on her.
19 shots.
19 shots. Wow.
Two hit her, one grazed her.
Wow.
80 pounds.
Wow.
And she is dead. And then the irony is they try to revive her.
Wow. What a story to be told.
I know.
What? I didn't. Oh my.
Yeah, you see in the thing they're trying to administer CPR, but so that's what happened. But none of this was evident at the time. There was secrecy. There was no access to body camera footage. It was a full year and a half.
They turned it off for 30 minutes.
Wow.
And when they came back, they made the decision. They made the decision.
Yeah. Well, not only is this film honoring her life, it's bringing to light important conversation that needs to be had.
That's why we're here. That's why, you know,
Yeah.
we're telling people, please, please join us, engage. I know that my brother's on the spectrum, so I understand this.
Yeah.
And I want to help this cause.
Yeah.
But we're all in this together.
Yeah, it's true.
And I think
it's a growing spate of incidents
It
like
is.
this. It's
It
just
is. I think
one. This one happened to come to light because she had Ingrid and Daniel and Patrick and Will and me.
And because
but
of
most
her
people,
background as a movie star.
and a body of work. But most people, most people don't. This happens all the time. Apparently, parents call for help and they get their kids killed.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I think there are several facets of this film that really are bringing light and encouragement, you know, reaching out and staying in touch with your people and being persistent and all of that. And so I love that you mentioned that, you know, you wish you had called more, but being able to be an advocate for that now is important. And then also from a police safety measures, you know, that's great to say, hey, listen, you know, bring to light what's happening and holding accountability for everybody involved.
Yeah.
It's a heavy film, but I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are you coming today?
I would like to, absolutely. So tell us where it's playing. You know, how
Okay.
can we view the film if we can't make it to the festival today?
Okay, so the film is at today here at the Vail Film Festival at Chasing Rabbits at 1:30, and we'll have a Q&A afterwards.
Great.
And then beyond that, you should check our Facebook and Instagram pages. Oh my God, let me see if I can remember what they are. It's,
I'm sure a Google search will help too.
Okay, I think it's at 90 Minutes Later Film is Instagram.
Great.
And Twitter is at 90 minutes _ later.
Great.
And then Facebook is 90 Minutes Later. I think it's 90 Minutes Later Film.
Great.
Anyway, we will post future screenings. Eventually, we'll have a streaming service. We just don't have that information for you yet, but that will be forthcoming.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
5 years in the making. This is very exciting. And Cindy, I can't wait to see your body of work. And Ingrid, I can't wait to see you talking all about Vanessa in the film. Absolutely. Well, ladies, I'm sorry for your loss, but very excited to see you tell the story.
Thank you.
It's going to be great. Now, head over to Chasing Rabbits today at 1:30 if you want to see 90 Minutes Later. We'll be right back after this.
This is Sergeant Morales. I work for the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. I got your number from the fire department over here at South Pasadena. And they had told me that you had called for Vanessa Marquez. And then you called them and you told them that you had a friend who lives in
who needed help.
Vanessa! South Pasadena Police Department, come to the door!
10-4, shots fired, shots fired.
She's down, hold on.
Is she down?
She's down.
Is she down?
She's down.
I don't know. Vanessa, talk to me!
We've all been very close since the film, and we see each other all the time, so this is our first family member that we've lost.
The camaraderie started on the set. I think we all fed off of each other.
We've been bonded to each other. These are like my crazy siblings.
I think we were all close. We would intertwine in each other's lives.
We have come to a place, you know, in Hollywood where there is more inclusion, where there is more representation, but it was people like Vanessa who opened that door.
Justice for Vanessa Marquez begins today.
They went in to help her and they carried her out in a stretcher.
What we did as Vanessa's cast family was was trying to give her value.
And I'm here to announce the filing of a claim against the city of South Pasadena and its officers.
The paramedics didn't show up at first. It was the police. That's the last group of people she wanted to see in her lair.
There's something wrong with that picture. And the whole premise that they say for being there is that they were doing a welfare check on her.
Where did it break down? I don't think there was a breakdown.
I don't believe that for a second.
Vanessa!
That should be the priority of the police, to make sure that people are okay.
This is the only time I've ever heard it just taking more than a few minutes to make these decisions.
She was such a gentle, almost childlike soul.
All they had to do was leave.
Traffic! Say your name! Vanessa Marquez! 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 Say your name! Vanessa Marquez!
Good morning, Vail.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, I know we all have that 9-to-5 grind that sometimes we just want to escape. We had a conversation with the cast of Fluorescent Beast about that film and how it really takes you away and transports you away from your day-to-day job. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back. Now, I'm so excited because I had a conversation earlier this week with the writer, director of the film Fluorescent Beast, and joining me today is the producer and one of the actors from the film. I've got so many. How are you, ladies?
Great. Really great.
Really great. So, Melanie, you are the producer of Fluorescent Beast.
Yes.
Tell me about your work with the project and what made you decide to sign on with this one.
You know, I came on just after the table read and just dove in. And it was incredible. The cast and crew, I'd work with any of them anytime again. I saw everybody after our premiere and I almost got weepy. Like, I love you people. But we shot it in a very interesting way, segments, like over 6 months, which is like starting up a film every time you're starting again. So that was crazy. But it was an incredible experience, fun. We were able to get really great locations because of that. And so it was tremendous and hard and fun and satisfying, and I love the movie. So
I loved the trailer of it. It's so great, and it's airing today here at the film festival, which is why you two are sitting here on the couch. So Dawn, you act in the film. Tell me who you play, and tell me, I guess, let's give the audience a brief synopsis of what the film's about.
Oh, it's so good. I mean, the premise is that our lead character is sort of an office drone. He is trying to write a novel, and his boss is always every time, it's like literally every time his hands are on the keyboard, it's, you have another project. And he gets this huge clandestine offer to like go and do something really important that only you can do, but they won't tell him what it is. And it starts to get really eerie because it starts to seem like he has to do something illegal or like really dangerous, but they won't tell him. And as he's sort of trying to figure it out, he meets my character Meg at a hotel where his boss has told him to go. And she is similarly an artist. She's a painter. And her boss seems to always be interrupting, what she's trying to do. And so we find these two characters trying to simultaneously be artists and keep doing this thing that they love to do and satisfy their bosses and solve this mystery, and it's a lot of fun.
It's such a catch-22. I feel like often that is a real life scenario.
Absolutely.
You've got your corporate job, and then you've got this passion that you want to pursue, and hopefully somehow they both make you money.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's the world of film, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's so great. So I guess tell me a bit. How was this project different for you than previous roles that you've played?
It's a great question because it was a lot different. The role itself feels very true to me. I am a bit of a loose cannon, and so it made sense. But the director, Paul Osborne, and I had worked together before. And he actually called and offered me the role like 2 weeks after my baby was born.
Oh, wow.
She's now 5. And as a woman in Los Angeles who's just had a baby, to have a director just call and offer you a role because they love you, I was just like, this is like a really big deal for me. Like, I love you and I love this movie. It was huge. And he was so accommodating in that way, and the whole crew was, in the sense that like I had a room to pump, and it wasn't even like, we got to stop to give Dawn a chance to pump. It was just happen. You know what I mean? It just happened. It's time everyone takes a break, and I love privacy, and just it made me fall head over heels in love again. And then there was something about COVID interrupting the post-production part of it that made me watch Fluorescent Beasts in a different way, because there was like, I think, this period of time when we all kind of wanted to go back to the office. You know what I mean? Like the movie sort of is like our humdrum, mundane, feels sort of soulless lives. And there were so many times during that I was like, but to be around a coffee pot again with people, wouldn't that be great?
To be driving with
everyone
else. Yeah.
But it also asked the question of like, okay, so if poof, you don't have to go to work anymore. If poof, you can focus all of your time on writing. A lot of us still didn't do it.
It's true.
So then what was going on? So what is the beast? What the fluorescent beast is even bigger than in some way. I don't know. It was compelling for me.
Yeah, it's true. So as a producer, and you got to kind of start the set, as you mentioned, start a film over and over and over again. So how did you contribute to like locations and all the different things? Because there's a really unique scene out in the middle of the desert, and that's really cool. So how did you find these places?
So I only helped on the location with the airplane flyover. I was like, I know exactly the place, and I can get us there. We have a co-producer, Jonathan Brown. And he is a locations guy. That's what he does. And he came in and did this for us. And so he found that wild location out there. And wasn't it incredible that everything was in bloom on the way out there? It was great. And so the great thing about shooting in these segments is that you have all this time to find these great locations. And it's just a treat and really cool. And for me, it was just, if you're on a low budget, you do everything if you're the producer. Instead of hiring people, you're doing craft services, you're doing payroll, you're doing contracts, you're, doing catering, just
finding a press pump for Dawn.
all the things, anything needed. There was a day where our sound guy, who's so incredible, he didn't have something specific for his microphone, which I can't even remember what it was called. But I was like, I'll drive and get it. You know what I mean? You're just anything anybody needs. And the most stressful was catering, because I was so concerned about everybody. I know it's very weird, but you're like, what are your food restrictions? What are your allergies? And we're in these weird places where I don't know all the restaurants. I'm like, oh my God. And that's the thing I'm worried about. So.
You're like, if we were local, I could get that for you.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to be hungry.
Yeah, and you want it to be great.
So let's talk about filming. So how long did it take? You mentioned that you had, like, you were starting over and over again. So over the entire course of filming.
The shoot might have been 6 months.
Okay, 6
segments
months.
over 6 months.
Okay.
And then we went into post, and then we had issues with color. And so we were really stuck for, I mean, you have a 5-year-old now. I mean, it was a while.
Yeah.
So.
Did you have to do any reshoots of scenes?
No.
No, that's great.
No, Paul is really incredible director to work with. He's an incredible editor. He also edited the whole film.
Wow.
And so you know he's editing, and he knows if he can lose a shot, he's on that.
He's already editing it.
It's so magical.
Yeah.
It's
he
so
also
magical.
is probably the most comfortable, like, improvising director that I've ever. There was a scene at the hotel, I remember, where in LA it rained. You know what I mean? Like, are you nuts?
That's like once a year.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a very weird thing.
We need more, but
I was like, are you serious? You know, of course it's the thing we got to do outside, whatever. And I remember there was, and we don't have a lot of time because all the things. And so it was like, we are going to do this in that room. And everyone went, and you know, the sound and the light, and everyone goes, and you see their eyes go up. They're like,
calculating.
And the editor, yes, that's where we'll do it. And it was done. You know what I mean? And I've noticed sometimes if things do go over schedule or grind to a halt, it isn't always because of a problem.
Sure.
It's because of an indecision.
Sure.
And an inability to sort of quickly address that problem. And that just never seemed to be.
Yeah. And the great thing was, fortuitously, it ended up being a really cool location switch.
Yeah.
And at one point, we tried to go into where they had food. We were at the hotel, and they were like, no, there's all that alcohol in there. We can't let you in. We're like, we're shooting.
Yeah.
We're not drinking, we're shooting.
Like,
They were like,
rooms?
no.
We have so much alcohol in there.
So it sounds like you guys have had some incredible stories, and I loved the energy when I spoke with Paul, and I love the energy sitting here with the two of you. But we are so excited. Tell us where we can see the film today, and then we're going to show the trailer.
Oh, great.
Good. Oh, good.
It's at the Cascade Theater, the one, and it's at the Grand Hyatt, and it's at 4:30 today. Come on down.
Well, congratulations, ladies. Exciting to
Thank
see it
you.
here in
Thank
Vail,
you.
and can't wait to show the audience our trailer.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Now let's take a look at the trailer for Fluorescent Beast. Such an incredible comedy. You should check it out.
You wanted to see me?
Someone high up has requested a meeting with you. You've been summoned.
Nelson Shell? You are Nelson Shell.
Yes?
I have a task for you to perform, Shell. It may or may not be easy, it may or may not be pleasant, but it must be done.
Don't forget to let out the dog.
Do you know what you are?
Yeah.
Do you think you're a man?
Yeah.
You are not a man. You
Yeah.
are a cog.
I'm sorry. I'm a what?
A cog. You are a specifically designed and well-crafted grooved gear.
Welcome, Mr. Shell.
Nestled deep into the workings of a large machine.
Mr. Shell, you have a call.
I am giving you the task for which you've been designed.
Yeah.
In which you will not waver.
That's messed up. Yeah.
In which you will not hesitate. And in which you will not fail.
What am I being asked to do? Mr. Shell, we have made it perfectly clear that we will make this perfectly clear.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Hello everyone, I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on Flash Deals. Now check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Meeting You, Meeting Me. What an incredible film, and Gretchen had a conversation all about it.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I am with Lena and Sharon. I am so excited. Lena, you are an actress.
No, I am the writer and the director. Yes.
And Sharon,
she
we
looks
got
like
all
one.
messed. She does look like one. The writer and the director, and we have an amazing Meeting You, Meeting Me, amazing film. And Sharon, what do you do?
I'm the producer.
Producer. I love this. This is so. I love that you said she looks like one. That's so great. So you guys, first and foremost, Meeting You, Meeting Me is all about women, two women serendipitously coming together in a time that maybe they're very different women. Did I get this correctly? And very different energy, culture, maybe?
Yeah, it's about two women from very different backgrounds, upbringings,
Yes.
and you're right, they meet serendipitously one morning, and they both need a friend in this moment, as oftentimes a lot of us do, and
Right.
a friendship evolves over the course of a day.
And I love this, and we were speaking a little bit before we got on film, because it's so beautiful and brilliant, the women empowerment feeling and that piece of meeting friendships. And I know all friendships are great, but women meeting other women at a time when you don't always think that you are maybe going to be friends, and being from different cultures, different backgrounds, and really seeing that you have a lot more in common than maybe one would meets the eye, I guess. How did you think about this film? How did it come to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think it came to be because I'm always inspired by the friends that are around me, and they've always, obviously been my support system, and they give me comfort and whatnot. But they also challenge me and push me to think in different ways. And
I love that.
And I have so many different friends who are from such different backgrounds, and I'm always, I start to think in different ways because of that, and I grow, and I feel like we kind of do that throughout the course of our friendship. And I have, some amazing friends with me here today, Sharon being one of them.
Well, and I was just about to, we're going to call you out, Sharon, it's happening. But as a writer-director, did she kind of help with this moment of this friendship vibe? Because you guys seem like you're really close.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we're friends, we realized 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, so we became friends when I first moved to LA about 10 years ago.
I love that.
Yeah, and she definitely helped me adjust in so many ways, hopefully.
Well, and I just love all of us walking in and Sharon's like, okay, I'm going on. I didn't know, but the difference in even, I love it because Sharon, you're mountain chic.
Try.
We looked, our outfits,
yes,
but it's
exactly.
neat that you can see the vibe, that you guys have this great energy, and maybe you guys are a little bit different, even the way you dress or the way that you talk, etc. And it's such a neat, empowering moment. I love that. So tell us a little bit more about the film. I'm excited to hear it. How long did it take to create?
Oh my God. Well, it started before the pandemic.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yes, and so like I said, we went to grad school together, and so not long after grad school, we were hungry to make a feature because we'd made some shorts.
Right.
And so we were like, let's pull together actresses, the people that we went to school with, the resources that we have, and everything is still fresh for us. And so we kind of started to make that happen. And principal photography was actually in 2019, or the first bit of photography. And so we call that the 3 years earlier portion. And then we realized that we wanted to shoot a little bit more, or reshoot a couple scenes, but then the pandemic happened. So we put it aside for a while, and then as things were opening up again and getting safer, we were thinking maybe instead of doing reshoots, we would actually, I would write new scenes set in present day, so we would sandwich the film with present day scenes, and so bringing it into the present because we're all in such a different state of mind.
That's brilliant. I want to pause you there for a second because that's something I had never thought about. And that's such an interesting piece, right? It seems so simplistic, but that's pretty powerful to have that moment where, of course, this all went down in our world and it changed. I mean, it did change so much. And for you to be like, we're not just going to continue on with this had not happened, and to bring it into, that's pretty powerful. That's neat.
Yeah, and I think it helps that, well, basically our friendships, the ones that grow, they grow over time. And I think in that way, we had grown and the actresses had grown, and so it becomes a fuller story of friendship because of that, and not just that one day where a possible friendship comes to be. But 3 years later, they realize, oh, we still want to be friends.
I love that. Okay, I'm so into this. I'm like, Sharon, so I told her just smile and nod. You're doing a great job. You look great. Can you give us a little bit more information about the two characters?
Sharon, do you want to take it a little bit?
Well, they are your characters. I was going to speak more on the project as a whole.
You can tell us whatever you want.
Okay. Well, I'll let Lena talk about the character she created. That I think based on, like she was saying, all of the friends she had met, and that was one of the many reasons why I was drawn to the project. And I think that's what makes meeting me so special. And it wasn't planned, and we weren't intending to do this, but a lot of actually 90% of the creative heads are female.
Wow.
And I think they were all so drawn because of the story. And so we're very proud of that. And I'm excited to say that this is our world premiere.
That's very exciting. Yes. And thank you for sharing that too, because how interesting is that? Right when I met you guys, the first thing out of my mouth was, I'm so excited. You could tell it's just female empowerment. It feels good. And I love that that's the first thing that you said. That's brilliant. That's really cool. And the world premiere.
Yes.
Are you guys nervous, excited, a little bit of both? How are you feeling?
All of it, yeah. So it's a huge range of emotions. I think we're definitely, you know, ready to bring it out into the world and share it with people, and hope people enjoy it.
Yes.
And want to bring their friends to it, and can kind of see themselves and another friend reflected in these characters.
Do you feel like it's more comedy based? Is it drama? Is it, what would we say? Is it a little bit of everything?
Yeah, it's definitely a drama.
Okay.
It's a very, I like to say that it's a nuanced portrait of these two women who are so different from each other and their friendship. But there is definitely some comedy in there.
Yes.
Some shenanigans that take place.
Shenanigans.
So yeah, you kind of go through the range of what any sort of relationship is. When you first meet and you're kind of suspicious of each other, you're not sure, but then you enjoy each other's company a little bit, and then you have a misunderstanding and you get through that, and then you laugh together, you cry together, all of those things.
So I guess I was just thinking, because there were so many women involved, and I know when we get together as women, it's so much fun. Can you think of maybe the funniest moment that you had on set? I know, that's a loaded question.
Funniest moment. I feel like we've had plenty of those. Goodness. What was funny?
Didn't somebody play a prank on you?
Or anything that sticks out on your mind?
The cupcakes.
God, I do not remember.
She's like, it was a lot. I'm sure there were a lot of moments. Did you guys all get together and feel like a really sisterhood?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Especially when in 2019, that was mostly all one location. We had essentially rented a house where we shot the day, and so we were basically living in that house together for 2 weeks. Not actually living there, but we would be there from morning to night. And I feel like it was just a house of sisters and cousins just hanging out.
A couple of us actually had to bring our pets in because we had set pets.
That's wild that you said that, because I have 2 little doggies at home and they're my babies, and I'm like, oh, how did you do that? Well, that's brilliant. Can you guys let us know where everyone can see the film?
The film will be screened this morning, actually, at 11 a.m. at the Grand Hyatt Cascade Theater.
Awesome. That is so exciting, you guys, and I'm so proud of you, and thank you guys for coming so early and through the snow and everything.
I mean, it was beautiful, though, at least.
I love that you're fans of Vail. That makes me happy.
Love it, love it.
Well, we're so excited to watch the film. Thank you guys so much for coming. And, I'm so thrilled that you guys have done this. Is there another platform that people can watch this if they can't go today, make it out today?
Well, it's not available yet.
Right.
Hopefully we'll be doing more festivals in the new year soon. But we are on Instagram. It's at @meetingyou_meetingme.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Keep it right here. We have more of the show to come.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
I love storytelling, and I love the creative way that it is done through film. So we had a conversation with the film All Happy Families. Now, welcome back to the show. Joining me today is the Hollywood heavy hitter, Oscar winner, writer, screenwriter, director, Brian Hugland, joining me to talk about his brand new movie that's streaming on Paramount Plus, The Finest Kind. Brian, how are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
So I'm so excited. Tell me about this movie.
Yeah, and well, it's a kind of a family drama disguised as a crime film, and it follows two half brothers, which is important because it gives me two dads instead of one dad. So it's the brothers and their relationship with each other, and the relationship with their fathers, and with their circle of friends, and it takes place in a commercial fishing world. So a movie should always take you someplace you can't go in your real life, and in this case, it's not outer space. It's a deck of a fishing boat.
Yeah, the commercial fishing world is definitely a space that most people don't get exposure to. So, two brothers, they connect in their adult life. Tell me, kind of the inspiration behind the storyline.
Yeah, I actually shot the movie in my hometown, New Bedford, Massachusetts, which is a big commercial fishing town. My dad was a commercial fisherman, my grandfather. I fished for a year and a half when I got out of college, and it's one of the first scripts I wrote. I wrote it many years ago, but never got it made until recently. And so the crime part of it never happened to me, but just about everything else in the movie, it happened to me. And it's a very much write what you know kind of script. It just took forever to get it made.
That's so exciting to kind of see all of these other bodies of work that you've done and things that you've won awards for, and to go back to one of the earlier pieces of work is just very exciting. So talk to me about the cast. How did you pick the people to play the characters? Tell me all of the details there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in actors, which might sound kind of silly, but I go for the best actors I can get. Because it makes my job easier. I don't have to do anything. I just have to say cut and action and cut. Really, it's like so. This whole cast, from the top to the bottom to the smallest parts, they just are great actors. And there's nothing better than you've written a good scene. I'm not modest about my writing. I've written a good scene, and you let them just in there like tigers in a cage, kind of. And you're just kind of blessed when you see what the results is that they come up with for you. And Tommy Lee Jones and Jenna Ortega and Ben Foster, Toby Wallace, they're all great.
Yeah, true veterans in the industry, that's for sure. Watching them tell stories is just so much fun. So you mentioned that this movie you wrote at the beginning stages of your career. It's all things that have happened to you outside of minor details here. So what was your emotional attachment to making this film, and did the result turn out exactly as you hoped it would?
Yeah, it really did, and it was very emotional in a way. I wasn't expecting it to be. But when we started actually on the ground, and I'm walking through my neighborhood that I grew up in, and in particular, there's a bridge at the end of the film that a big scene happens around this bridge. And it's a bridge that I used to ride my bike over when I was a little boy. And when I was fishing, it was a bridge I went through when I would go out to sea. And then all of a sudden I was on the bridge making the movie. So it's a memory, a movie location, and a metaphor all at the same time. And I very often would be just sort of unexpectedly moved, really, by the fact that I was back home doing it.
I feel like I'm unexpectedly moved knowing that you have that childhood memory connected to some of those spaces, and then being able to bring it to life and kind of show it through a film. So what are you hoping audiences get out of this?
Well, I think it's a very involving family story and friendship story as well. There's a family related to each other, and there's a family of friends too. And I think that's always engaging if it's done right. And but also I think there's a great acting in the film. And I think you just let them be and let them do their job and act. And I think it's going to be very fun for audiences just to watch a bunch of actors go at it with each other without any worrying about special effects and green screens and all that kind of stuff.
Like tigers in a cage. I love that you said that earlier.
Yeah.
So, Brian, where can we go to watch the movie and find out all the details about it?
Yep, the movie's exclusive on Paramount Plus, and it starts on December 15th.
Finest Kind sounds like it's going to be a good one, especially to get a little insight to your personal life. We appreciate you sharing, and best of luck to you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right, thanks, Brian. We appreciate it. Finest Kind, December 15th on Paramount Plus exclusively, so head over there if you want something good to watch this holiday season. Now keep it here for more. We'll be right back after this.
Snooki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
We are celebrating multimedia storytelling, with all things film, here on this morning's edition of Good Morning Vail. Thanks for joining, and I'm Kimberly Perot.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking